Jutland is a kind of time machine that can take you several centuries back. You betcha, from the 13th century castles and royal chambers to the old towns, towers, and Viking sites. You'd experience mesmerizing sceneries, landscapes, and of course breathtaking beaches in Jutland. So without further ado, let's have a look at some of the places that you can visit. So here are the top 20 destinations in Jutland you must visit. Now for a quickie even before watching the video, for the YouTube algorithm make sure to hit the like button. This famous lighthouse on the coast of the North Sea is an important visit place in northern Jutland. Rubjerg Knude Fyr has been there all alone since 1899. Experts thought that it would fall into the sea by 2023. So to save this remarkable spot from disappearing, they towed it 23 meters inland in 2019. The building was also used as a coffee house in the past. But nowadays you are free to climb on it to enjoy the beautiful views of the sea and the land stretching for miles. This oldest town in the central Jutland is a charming place to visit. The first settlers came here in the 8th century. And since then humans have had their presence there. From Viborg Cathedral to Hall ruins, there are many historical sites that are worth the time. Watching the Hall Lake and Ice Age landscapes from the tower is an amazing experience. And then the forest walk through the pine and oak forests would leave you mesmerized. Ribe holds the distinction of being the oldest town in Jutland and in Denmark. It was a popular trade and commercial hub in the 7th century. By the 12th century it had also become a famous learning and religious education center. So, there's lots of history to witness with your own eyes. Famous attractions include Ribe Viking Center to experience the Viking lifestyle, Ribe Donkey Ake, a beautiful cathedral packed up with history, and Kalo Slot with installations from 1900 or even older, etc. Besides its medieval royal castle that was originally built in the 13th century, which was of course a main site in the town, there's Tap Halt, a modern art museum. You'd love it. But one cool thing that you'd experience here is the friendliness of the Kolding downtown. The Viking-style colorful homes, clean streets, and the Danish flags waving everywhere. They all give a kind of welcoming gesture and feel like all that is uniquely set up for you, which is amazing. Tre Høje means 3 mounds. And so the Tre Høje is a place of 3 large ancient mounds or barrows built in the Bronze Age. Nowadays this place is a viewpoint to have a breathtaking panoramic view of the beautiful naked nature. From Tre Høje you can have a 360-degree view of the beautiful Jutland landscapes on one side, the Samsø Island on the other side, and even a good distant view of Ebeltoft and Aarhus. Formed about 300 years ago, Råbjerg is the only drifting dune in Denmark that's still in motion. From the 16th to the 17th century, moving dunes were a huge problem for the people in the northern Jutland. While the authorities controlled the rest of them, Råbjerg was left to preserve nature for future generations to experience. So, if you're in Jutland, the mighty Råbjerg should be an absolute must-see for an joy experience. Denmarkans at this part of the land, for this is the westernmost part of the country. There's nothing but a few World War II bankers and this lonely fella, Blåvandshuk Fyr, guiding the seafarers at night and offering a thrilling experience to the tourists in the morning from its top. It is 39 meters tall, having 170 stairs to reach its battlemented rooftop. And if you climb up and somehow reach the top, you're not gonna forget the views for the rest of your life. Located in the west of Skanderborg city, Mosso is Jutland's largest freshwater lake and contribute towards the 3rd largest in the country. While everyone would suggest the other popular attractions of the Skanderborg, that is Barrows, music festival, etc. etc. But I'd suggest you visit Mossø Lake if you're in Jutland. It is the home of beautiful big wild birds, ospreys and white-tailed eagles. For that, the lake is also declared a European Union Nature Protected Territory. The sand-swallowed beautiful old church building on the wondrous landscapes of Jutland. There's nothing much left of the building to this day but a tower, originally built in 1355. Yet, it is very impressive or interesting in its own abstract way. Especially the story and the history. says, it was so damped by the sand that they had to dig the entrance each time a service was to be held. And then a time came when they abandoned it altogether. You know what? Silkeborg is simply beautiful, I must say very beautiful. Geographically it is the center of the Jutland. As a matter of fact, it is also the center of amazing destinations that shouldn't left unseen. Part of the reason it is known as the outdoor heaven of Denmark. If to count, there are dozens of attractions, locations, destinations, or places to see. But let's just say if you're in Denmark, and by chance in Jutland, keep it on your list. The nice little sea town Esbjerg is the second most important port in Denmark. Established in 1868 after the capture of their other functioning port by Germany in a war. Before that the whole area was nothing but a bunch of royal farms and wilderness. Now it has become a true mix of raw nature and human civilization, which is a good combo to try and have a look at. Go there if you are nearby it. Lyngby Stan. Now this is something you may not have heard a lot about, or may have heard nothing at all. The reason behind this is that it got not much public attention so far. It is a 9 kilometers long white sandy beach of high quality waters. You'd admire your beach bathing experience here. Also, if you make it there in the evening, there's a great sunset point that will make your time unforgettable. Aalborg is one of the earliest settlements of Denmark, dating back to around 700 AD. Famous for its half-timbered mansions built by the wealthy riches of the city. Popular attractions of the city include the 14th century beautiful Budalfi Cathedral, the Aalborghus Castle, built in 1539 by King Christian III. Again, it is also a half-timbered castle among the lush green surroundings. Also, there are many lakes, parks, museums, and green spaces throughout the city that are worth a visit. Skagen is in the northernmost part of Denmark. You cannot ignore this beautiful part of Jutland for any reason. Interestingly, Skagen was once the name suggested for this peninsula instead of Jutland. But now people refer to it as a Skagen town. From beauteous Klitke on, a royal summer residence to stunning Grenen, two water bodies uniting. It has many spectacular attractions and points that are worth a visit at least once in life. They say if you want to know what the whole Jutland would be like, and what kind of things you would find there, go and have a little sneak peek at Aarhus and you will get the idea. Aarhus is Denmark's oldest and most well-preserved town. You'd get to see a glimpse of the Stone Age to the medieval period, and from the Viking era to the most modern and vibrant living of the current century. I bet you're gonna love the fantastic blend of old and modern history of Jutland. Remember I mentioned Esbjerg? Between 1875 to 2014, English visitors used to access Esbjerg via ferries through the sea. So any visitor when approaches by the sea, there he or she meet the gigantic Menneske Havel. Though these huge sculptures are simple but they've got a pretty impressive height. These white fellas are located in the west of Esbjerg. So, if you're in the area, be sure to make a stop here, no matter either if you're a history lover or not. You are not gonna regret visiting this ruined castle of 1313 on a small island in the eastern Jutland. The castle ruins are impressive but the scenic surroundings take it to another level. For example, the views that the ocean offers, and the happy cattle wandering, grazing and lowing freely. If you climb and get to some height, I bet the mesmerizing views are just going to blow your mind. The place where two seas meet, Grenen, is absolutely an amazing piece of earth in Jutland. You would be stunned to see this incredible phenomenon of nature. When two water bodies meet, still keep their original identity. Now because there's a port nearby, you can also spot big vessels passing by or standing in the queue for their turn. Also, a view of the unique natural wonders of Grenen from the top of the lighthouse is unbelievable. Tilsandede is a beautiful little town with a very small local population. Famous for its peaceful and quiet natural environment. You'd admire it any time after you enter the town. That, it is a less crowded, quiet, beautiful, and naturally wondrous place. Known for fishing, museum, aquarium, wakeboarding, a Berlin score, and for Lyngby Fyr. Apart from all other outdoor activities, you can climb Lyngby Fyr. It's a beautiful lighthouse. Witness the endless beauty of nature from its top. This place is the highest natural point on earth in Denmark. Interestingly, that highest point is a private farm but now publicly accessible. Closer to that is the second highest natural point in Denmark, Idingskov Høje. And so the Ejerborn Høje, the third natural highest point of Denmark. All these three places are nothing but farms, spreading on several acres. But the fun thing is that you'd have the record of paving on the top highest natural points of the country. Alright guys, that was Jutland. A very scenic place on earth. Comment below and let me know if you have ever been to any of these beautiful locations. Subscribe if you want to see more nice videos.